Basketball fans, what is up? And welcome to another edition of the All Basketball Podcast. And once again, it's your host, Maurice Dixon. Been a little while. Hey, I didn't get to do an official preview for the playoffs, but just wanted to stop by and give you some reaction to what I've seen so far. It's May the 14th, and we have one team, surprising team to some, definitely to myself, already in the East Finals, and that would be the Indiana Pacers. But before I get to what has been so good about the playoffs have been good. You've had, I guess I'll mention a few things. You've had defense. You've had big shots made. You had obviously people still getting dunked on. Big comebacks. Just competitive games. You've had all that clutch moments by specifically Halliburton. I mean, a game-winning layup, game-winning three-pointer in the following round. Then there's just been some things that just irk my nerves. I mean, I know we're in this era of pace and space and get up quick shots, open shots when guys are taking a lot of threes. We want to put pressure on you offensively, whether that's continuously putting you in a mismatch or getting as many three-pointers as up. Because Boston proved last year you can shoot a whole bunch of threes, and if you make them, you can win a championship. And it kind of started with the Warriors. I mean, Curry changed the game that way with being able to stretch the floor, how he was able to stretch it in with his shooting from deep and then having Klay Thompson to his side. Then the league changed and adapted. I mean, analytics got real big. A lot of emphasis was put on, and three is more than two, even though the three is a lower percentage shot. If you get enough guys who can hit 40% or 50 to 50% from three, that's just as good as shooting 50 to 60% from three, or however it goes. But I mean, one thing, yes, it's good to see these deep shots go in, but one thing that's just irked me this postseason is what happened to time. I mean, clock management. I mean, it even happened in the NFL. I mean, they pass so much sometimes. It's like you need to run the ball or you utilize the clock to your advantage when you have a lead. So, and what points where I'm mainly going with this is the just clock management adjusting. So you had where Boston was up games 1-2 against New York by 20 points in the second half. They never really slowed it down, went to get really high percentage shots. They just kept shooting threes. One game in the third quarter, they took 20 shots. 19 of those were three-pointers, and they missed most of them. Allowed New York to come back. But I mean, both games they blew the lead. They did the same thing. I mean, where's the adjusting? Where's that's simply coaching. Let's go to where's the plan B? Let's go to another option. That's not, especially after we do it one time, but two times. I mean, and we all know what they say about insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, especially when something isn't working, when the threes aren't falling. Game 2, Cleveland, with three key players out, Garland, Hunter, and Mobley, all out. I mean, Mitchell carrying the load. The Cavs are leading most of the game, and it comes down like 49 seconds left. They're up seven points. But Cleveland has issues inbounding the ball. I'm thinking the game is over. Like I go get the shower. I come to find out the next game, so I think it was OKC and Denver after that. Whoever it was, text message from Martin. Crazy game. I'm like, huh? So I finally get the Bleacher Report. See that Indiana won. And I see the big shot Halliburton made after they got offensive rebound off his missed free throw, but then there were a couple of controversy with that because he jumped over the line, and then Neesmith, previous play, jumped over the line, got a tip dunk. Shouldn't have counted. So Cleveland caught a bad break to that extent, but and they were out without key players, and you can't expect so much from role players. But to constantly just see, okay, even at the college level, teams struggling getting the ball in bounds. You obviously know pressure is coming. You know traps are coming, full court press. Sure, you plan for that, but let's execute. You're up 7 with 49 seconds left. Get the ball into a good free throw shooter. Hopefully he knocks him down. But even before I got to that point in that game when I was watching, it was a sequence where Cleveland got a couple of offensive rebounds, and now unfortunately today the shot clock resets to 14. Back in the day it reached 24, so you could get a good amount much more time to milk off the clock. But this one sequence, I mean, the Cavs got the ball and free from the corner. I mean, missed. Another rebound, quick shot. Your point guard, somebody has to get the ball. Hold up, guys. Let's make sure we get a good shot here to prevent this collapse. I mean, I know collapses happen. I know teams switch up things. The momentum is shifted, and sometimes, and both teams pretty much play into a collapse when it's all said and done. But the main team that choked away the lead's going to be called chokers. But I mean, that's just bad execution. I hate seeing them. I didn't have a dog in the fight. It wasn't going for one team over the other. Yeah, I expected Cleveland to have a better series and be in the East Finals at least. I thought that would validate what they did during the regular season. You have to at least get to the East Finals. But I mean, just stuff like that is just when you don't have a interest for one side or the other really, and you just sitting there watching it, you just want to see good execution. You want to see a game come down to the wire, but sometimes you want to see a comeback. But you don't want to see, I just don't want to see stupid stuff being done. I felt like stupid stuff was done. Same thing in, I think it was, game 1 between the Thunder and Nuggets. Like both teams, like the players on each team, from Jokic to Shai Gilgeous, Jay Williams, Jamal Murray. Like watching those guys play. But scenario, OKC's up 3. Their philosophy is we're up 3. We're just going to keep fouling. They started fouling Denver quickly. One time they fouled to where Jokic wasn't even in the game, but the foul allowed them to get back into him to come back onto the court. And you have to know, whatever goes on, we're not letting him get back on until y'all foul us. Then, they were up. They were trying to play the numbers game. Didn't too much instead of just relying on defense. And they ultimately got burned in the end because Holmgren missed 2 clutch free throws. Scrambled. Denver went down. Aaron Gordon, another clutch bucket. He had a clutch dunk against the Clippers in the previous round. Hits a 3 from the wing. And Denver wins. So, but now OKC is rebounding. They're back up 3-2 in that series. But just when you see bad execution, bad coaching in critical moments, it's just kind of frustrating to watch. And it's simple. If we have a big lead, let's slow it down. Forget this high pace stuff. Yeah, the other team wants to pick up the pace because they're running out of time, but we don't need to help them. But and I know guys are better shooters now than they've ever been. A lot more guys can shoot it better, but these analytics have made people forget the 3-point shot is still a lower percentage shot the closer you get to the basket, I mean, science, math, however you want to put it, percentages say, the closer you get, the better chance you have of making a shot. Unless you can get a layup or a dunk quickly, take some time off the clock. I know the three-pointer in the corner is shorter, but just it's and it may be wide open, but unless it's under 10 seconds on that shot clock, there's no need to rush. And it's still not a high percentage shot. You might get a high percentage shot with the in between in the mid range. That's an issue too. It's just none of that. I mean, and when you see just collapse because of that, it's just frustrating, and it's just dumb. It comes out to being pretty dumb. So, but I just had these things. One of the things I had to gripe about, man. I mean, it's been some good playoff action. Just one last out. And one of the thing, homeboy Rob and him was this, but Draymond Green. So after game 2 against the Wolves, Draymond and me angrily responds and said, there's an agenda about the media to make him out to be an angry black man. Really, dude? Now listen to Kelvin Washington on the Odd Couple. If you want to say take Draymond to task, but just kind of put it, he laid it out very well, like, hey man, I mean, this isn't that. You want to be careful with your words. You don't want to say that because there are people out here at other jobs, corporations, who really have to deal with that and can't speak up and say anything because of those stereotypes or stigmas that have been put on us. And they don't have the rep that you have. Now, let's look at your past, Draymond Green. So okay, so you start kicking people, like you're trying to perform a flash kick or Chun-Li kick from Street Fighter, like flash kick like Gal on Street Fighter. You're doing spinning back fists like Gal on Nurkic season or 2 ago. You just recently, and this all came when the reason for your outburst came when Nas Reed was pressuring up on you, hit the ball, fouled you, but you do this, your typical flail out thing, and you knock him across the head. So you got stuff like that. I mean, dude, you stepping on people's chests like M. Bison. I mean, it's a bonus last year or the year before that. I mean, that's on your resume. Started out hitting one of the things early when you tried to hit LeBron below the belt in 2016 finals, cost Golden State that series. Putting Rudy Gobert in a chokehold when he was just kind of over there peacemaker when Jaden McDaniels and Klay Thompson were getting into it. So you're applying sleeper holes like this is old school WWF, current WWE, AEW, however you want to put it. I mean, and then you perform a ball rock sliding punch after y'all win the championship on your teammate Jordan Poole in practice, and the video gets out. So, I mean, this is all on your jacket. Nobody is creating this stuff. No AI has been implemented to make you look like you're doing these things. You're doing these things. You're talking praise to the rest. You call Kevin Durant a B when he was rightfully upset with you. Why he was like, I can't play with you. I'm out of here. I can't be taking criticism from both sides, from within the team, man, outside from the media. I'm done. You lash out, get these technicals. So, I mean, you have to look in the mirror, man. I mean, it's not. You create the bed, you have to lay in it. This is no media creation or anything. This is stuff we can search on YouTube and find, there's probably a collaboration of all your instances. I know I've seen at least one. I mean, I don't know if it's been updated, but these are all your things. I mean, and you're very key to what Golden State does. That's one of the reasons it's tolerated. I mean, the NBA kind of deals with it. Adam Silver brought you in maybe a few times to speak with you, but you make the Golden State Warriors go. Steph is the face of the league. You help make his job much easier. So you have value, but if you're going to keep doing these things, then it's not an agenda being created. I mean, this is your own creation. I mean, and we see how these past few games, you pipe down because you were a couple of texts from flagrants away from being suspended. So, and some foul calls went against you, which I definitely felt like could have went either way. It could have been 9 calls. You could have gotten that charge against Randall. And you fouled out of that game. Contesting that dunk was very risky. When you got 5, you just gotta be very mindful that maybe I shouldn't go after that one, but because it could get me silent. I mean, get me put on the bench for the rest of the game, and my team obviously needs me. So, but you kind of show restraint there. So they say you want to play with that edge and walk that fine line, but you know how to control it. And sometimes you just go over. I know we all get angry and mad, and sometimes we can just go overboard with things. So totally understand that. So, but playing with the edge you say you have to play with, no, you know how far. You're a smart guy. You know how far you can go. You just I don't know if I want to say it's a show or it's what you need to play at your best to be right at that line, but you know how to control it when you have to. And then credit to you after the game 4 loss. You came out and apologized to the media for not speaking to him, and obviously you will be doing some work in the media in the future. So, but that was a notable good thing doing your part. But now you're after this, but on that topic. But remember, this is no media creation. You committed those sins. And up next, so last night, so Cleveland was up, everybody was playing, back at home for game 5, had a lead, gave it up. Halliburton just got that shot going, hitting deep rainbow type threes, and Pacers held him off. I mean, Mitchell got hot at the end, didn't have a great shooting game, but showed you why he steps it up so well in the playoffs. I mean, he has like a 28, 29 point per game average, but it just wasn't. They just couldn't extend that series. So fall to Indiana 4-1. I thought I expected Cleveland to at least be in the East Finals, especially after starting 15-0, adding other win streaks, 1 of 12 and 1 of 16. But swept the first round, rightfully swept Miami, which looked good. 34-7 at home during the regular season, but did a little more digging and found out even there was some close games, but lost 3-4 to Indy. So I don't know how much of a bad matchup it was, but if it was even a bad matchup, I mean, Cleveland caught some bad breaks. Series probably could still be going on. They don't give away game 2. They show a lot of resilience, like we're not going to go down 0-3, came out and just handled Indiana in Indianapolis. But they got boat race. I mean, just handled, ragdolled in game 4. I mean, 80-39 halftime score is just, geez. I mean, and then had a lead last night, but but gave it up. I mean, Mitchell did all he could, but some just didn't work with, obviously, with them playing against Indiana, whether it was obviously the pace of being able to keep up shooting. I mean, Indy just, they don't waste a lot of dribbling. They just get the ball out, zip it around, get good looks. They just put so much pressure on your defense, and the Cavs had one of the better defenses, especially with Mobley being the defensive player of the year. Excuse me. But the small guard thing really hurt them with Garland and Mitchell going against I guess they were going against bigger guards with obviously Halliburton standing at 6'7", and who's beside him, I think is Nembhard's not a tall guy, but he can score. Siakam's skill can mid-range step out, score inside, catch guys on switches. Turner can shoot from deep. Smith, he plays defense and improved a lot, shoot from deep, and then they have guys coming off the bench just looking to move the ball around, get the best shot. They just get you caught up in playing their style, and if you can't slow it down and do anything different, you're going to fall like they did. So the reality of it is, Cavs had a really good season, 64 wins, but I'm hearing toughness out there may have been an issue. Obviously the injuries kind of hurt them. I feel like they should have, after dropping game one, all those guys shouldn't have took off game two if they really could have played, and you let that game get away. But some people were right about them. Some people didn't believe in it. They had a really good season. And when you win that many games, you got to get to at least got to get to the conference finals. That's how I believe like that would validate winning all those games, having those win streaks during the season. You got to at least get that far, meet the champs in the conference finals if they make it as well. But you got to at least go that far, not second round. But unfortunately, they got some things to figure out. Donovan Mitchell been in the playoffs every year of his career, but just that wall of getting past the second round, he still can't break through. And I definitely thought this year was going to be one. The year that he did, but he played very well. Didn't shoot well from three. In that final game, in some clutch moments he did. Then those 3 free throws he missed could have changed the complexion of that game, because he hit a 3 from the corner after that, but they need those 3 points. He missed those free throws, but he played his tail off, and he's very honest in the post-game comments, saying y'all gonna talk about it, but gonna use it for motivation. Talking about how they let the city down by losing all 3 home games in the series, so they definitely got a lot to work on, stuff to meditate on to try to get better, and for him to get past the second round and keep the franchise taking steps in the right direction, because they've been improving a little bit here, incrementally here and there. But myself and others, we expected just a little more. I'm sure that fans like conference finals. I don't know if they. Guys got to get better. Maybe just got to get stronger. I don't know if they continue to go against the grain with the Mobley Allen front court. A lot of teams don't do that, because usually one guy's more of a stretch four, can really shoot it. And Mobley improved his 3-point shooting this season, took more, but I don't know if you want to move him to the center or move somebody else in. They made a big acquisition trade deadline, getting DeAndre Hunter, and that worked out in moments, but to help with wing defense and all that, but just ran to the Pacers, and the Pacers playing more pressure-free basketball, just back in the conference finals again. I mean, now last year they probably would have lost to the Knicks. Brunson got hurt in that 7th game, but they're back. Halliburton is clutch. Made 10 of 11 clutch shots. As far as that scenario, I mean, everybody's seen the layup against Milwaukee to steal that series, and then 3-pointer against the Cavs in Game 2 to seal that one with like a second or two left, barely over a second left. And then this past game, I mean, they were down 19. Second quarter, he got hot. I think 5 threes, if not all in that quarter, most of them, and got them back within a reasonable margin for at halftime. And then they took a lead, then Cleveland tried to come back and then finished them off. I mean, so you gotta, crazy as it sounds, you gotta look at the Pacers as a legit title contender. I mean, 4th seed isn't too crazy to think about, is going to the finals. I mean, Miami did it not too long ago. Can't think of anyone else. And I think Dallas was a 5th seed last year. Pretty sure about that. So, I mean, looks like they're gonna be playing the Knicks. Tatum was confirmed Achilles injury. Kind of knew it when I saw it, thinking like I think that's even, I don't know if it was a frustration. He seemed like he was in a lot of pain, so I was thinking maybe he just turned his ankle really bad, but when you saw the replays, he didn't do that. But because usually when you see guys tear their Achilles, they look back, I mean, they just go down and kind of show some sign of pain, but then it's kind of, oh man, I know it's torn. Like they aren't screaming in agony and moving like Tatum was moving on the floor, but he just adds another the long list of Achilles injuries, notable ones. I mean, this isn't nothing new. I don't think it's the style of play. It just strikes some guys. I mean, yeah, it hit Dame earlier in the playoffs. He'll be out most of next year. Klay Thompson a few years ago, we didn't see that one. He had his knee injury. Durant in the 2019 finals. It really happened against Houston. They tried to say it was a calf strain, but anytime a guy looks back, Shaq, when he was much older, it happened to him. Dominique Wilkins, happened around the midpoint of his career. He came back and still was a very good player, still all-star level player, but it definitely had changed his game up, robbed him of a lot of his athleticism. Ended Isaiah Thomas's career. Kobe with just so many miles. It happened to him. Still played a few years after that, just playing out the contract they gave him and just giving that 20-year mark in the Lakers uniform. But I mean, there have been Marcus Cousins, it's been a number of guys, Colton Brand, Christian Laettner. So this isn't nothing new. It isn't just a Duke thing. Duke guys getting injured. I mean, Rudy Gay, that Achilles tear just strikes certain people, unfortunately, and that's the price you pay when you play at a high level, and even not even at a high level. You playing at the YMCA LA Fitness and guys tear their Achilles. So just unfortunate they had to go down like that for Tatum. But that wasn't the reason they lost that game. I mean, New York was up. Dan Noble got that steal and went down and dunked. They were up a good margin. It's pretty much going to be a wrap. So now I expect Boston to come out inspired, hoping to play inspired ball without Tatum, have the crowd behind them. I expect them to win the night, force a game 6, but that's where I see it ending. If it doesn't end there, I'll be surprised. I mean, I wasn't surprised when the Knicks lost Game 3, but I'll be surprised if they lose Game 6 back at home. And they haven't even been a really good home team this postseason. But guys out, you gotta take advantage of it. I mean, Tatum's a big piece of what they do. I know Brown's still there, Porzingis, Holiday, Pritchard off the bench, Derek White, but and Al Horford, but Tatum is a big piece to replace, and going to put a lot more pressure on Jaylen Brown. I think he can handle it, but New York needs to go ahead and handle business. If not tonight, in Game 6, back at Madison Square Garden, and go ahead and punch their ticket to their first conference final since, was that 99? The 99 shortened season, right? Yeah. Sprewell, Allen Houston, Ewing got hurt. Fan base is desperate. I mean, as they like to say, the NBA is better with the Knicks, so if you want to believe that. But they do have a good team. They built this team to beat Boston. They're resilient. They're tough. They play a lot of minutes, but they keep coming at you, which they proved in those first 2 games they won in Boston. So, I mean, Brunson, kills you in the mid-range, can hit from deep. I mean, knows how to get fouled. At certain points, Bridges gives you clutch buckets. I mean, that fall away in the middle of the paint is money most of the time. Anunoby will step up. Towns can hit from 3. Kind of pretty much get physical if you're not in foul trouble, and give you some points close in the paint. And Hart just plays hard. Doesn't shoot it well, but does the little things. And they constructed this roster. They made the trade. Sent Randall to Minnesota for Towns, and traded for Bridges to match what Boston was doing, or play better, because Boston had handled them in the regular season during the 23-24 season as well. The Knicks surprised me. They proved me wrong. I mean, they were 0-10 against the top teams in the league. 0-4 in the regular season against Boston. Tatum really gave them problems, just that Boston style of play, but stuff clicked this postseason. Boston helped them out to an extent. They just saw a deficit, but didn't give up. And so those moves and everything and that mentality has worked out to where the Knicks are about to be finally back in the East Finals for the first time in a long time, and looking to avenge their loss last postseason against the Pacers. So should be a good series. A lot of history there. You're gonna see plenty of the Reggie Miller stuff, hitting those 8 points in 9 seconds. What was that, during the 95 season? Then 99? Yeah, the LJ 4-point play, if you haven't already seen it. I mean, so they've had some rough and tough basketball. I think this would be different. It would be a lot different. Yeah, people are getting in a little push and shoving matches here and there in the series, but it's not going to be as physical. It's going to be modernized, I'll put it that way. Out west, you got another game tonight. Series could be ending. That's Minnesota and Golden State. The Wolves are up 3-1. Back at home, should go ahead and close it out. I mean, the Warriors just don't, with Curry having an hamstring injury, the Warriors just don't have enough to role players. They're just role players, and they're showing that they'll give you a game here or there. Jimmy Butler, pretty consistent, but maybe his butt is hurting from that fall still. But he's not. And he's 35. I mean, he's not He's not what he used to be. The whole playoff Jimmy thing is like it's not going to happen. I mean, he's used all of that up. It's just would have been a good compliment, a good star besides Steph Curry, but with no Curry, I mean, they're a totally different team. I mean, Podziemski's not getting hot enough. I mean, Buddy Hield had moments, but they're keying in on him. Moody's disappeared. Now Kuminga showed a lot coming off the bench after not playing. I don't know if I assume he was talking crazy to Steve Kerr or some out in the coaching staff, or talking crazy in general, and got benched for all that time. But these 2 games he's been inserted off the bench, he's shown a lot with athleticism. Maybe showing something to another team. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be a free agent. I don't know if I doubt the Warriors re-sign him or if he even wants to stay. But yeah, they just don't have enough without Curry. I mean, I picked the Warriors. I thought their experience would get them past the Rockets, and it did. I was surprised it went all 7. The Rockets did play some good defense. It didn't have any kind of shooting. And then I kind of more expected it to be the Lakers and Golden State in this round, but the Lakers' defensive issues and size issues. I just thought Minnesota had a hot run during the end of the season, but I was not big on Julius Randle. He's proven me wrong. I believe in that man, but Gobert's clumsy. Minnesota just tends to do stupid things a lot of times, but they handled the Lakers, and after, I mean, seemed like Golden State would have had a good chance healthy, but Curry went down. Minnesota's making it look tough to an extent in some games, but they've been able to go ahead and get this nice little lead against Golden State. Now, the lead can be, the Warriors can come back. You can come back from a 3-1 lead, but without a healthy Curry, I seriously doubt it. I would be very surprised if they came back and won this series. So I expect that to end tonight. By the time you guys hear this, the Wolves will be moving back to the West Finals for the 2nd straight year. Led by Ant-Man and surprisingly Julius Randle. I was quoted as saying he's all from Jay-Z. Julius is all right, but he's not real. I mean, you can look back on the podcast. I said that, but and the numbers weren't lying. I mean, when he was in New York, he got to the playoffs and he was just struggling. I mean, and that's last season. 17 points on average, 37% field goal shooting from the 2-point range, and just 26 from 3-point range. So he was bad, but so far this postseason in 9 games, 48% from 2-point range. 35% from 3. And he's even shooting 89% from the free throw line compared to 71% the last time he was in the postseason. Because 23-24, did he might have been hurt. But and crazy thing, this is only his 3rd postseason appearance, so he's 30 now, but he's been posting up, attacking smaller guys, attacking Draymond Green, going strong to his left, finishing with layups and ones, notching triple doubles, and that post phase been working for him. He's been the Batman. How do you want to put it? The next best player beside Anthony Edwards, and I was wrong. Randall's proved me wrong. I mean, he's not continuing to play under the spell or have that syndrome when it comes to playoffs like Embiid and James Harden, where if the moment gets bigger, they get smaller. But Randall's um proving me wrong. So improving me wrong. So props to him. And so they're waiting. They should be waiting on, which we predict. It'll likely be Minnesota against either Denver or OKC. I mean, OKC's up 3-2 after winning last night, overcoming a deficit, running down the Nuggets, and guys stepping up in the big late. Lou Dort hitting threes. Shai Gilgeous coming on strong. Even though Jokic had 44 and 15. But they had a little skid as far as Game 5. I know they lost Game 5 to Dallas last year, the Thunder that is, and they rebounded, got that win, a chance to close it out on Thursday night in Denver. It's going to be tough, but if they do, they'll validate themselves as the best team in the league. I mean, got to make it to the conference finals. You got more than likely this season's MVP on your team and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So you got to be the former champion, experienced team to get there. Took your lumps last year, your bruises, and they're proving that they've seem to have learned something. And despite being one of the younger teams, they're playing well. And Denver can still pull it out with their championship experience and just overall experience. But and that wouldn't be a knock against OKC, because it would have to go 7 games now. And they just got beat by the best player in the league, and Jokic just had an amazing Game 7, and Murray was there to help him, and Gordon too, and Porter Jr. found his shot, and Westbrook was more of a positive than a negative. So wouldn't be any knock against OKC. At least I don't think it would. They just still got some learning to do, but they could be right there in the West Finals. So we'll see how that plays out with that series. Good series, and they know they can't give away any more games. You just can't. If the playoffs go on, you can't give away. You don't want to give away any games, but you don't want to give away more than one. So that's where we are as far as the playoffs. All the non-playoff stories. You got the now Giannis is saying he's kind of looking at not minding being traded, so we're starting to get that buzz. Who could trade for him, where he could go. Since Dallas got the first pick, will they look to dangle that, or offer that to Milwaukee for Giannis, since they kind of want to win now? I doubt that happens, but like we didn't think Dallas would get the number 1 pick, and we didn't think they would trade Luka. So anything is bound to happen at this point. But I guess the Bucks have tried. The media gets to pushing it. I know Bucks fans don't want to see Giannis go. I'm not pushing for him to go anywhere else. I kind of like the idea of him staying with the same team and possibly kind of rebuilding and getting back to having a real chance to win the championship. But I can understand if he wants to trade. They brought in Dame. Now Dame's going to be out for most of the year with that Achilles injury. That really didn't work. Sent Middleton out. He was so injured, often injured, and brought in Kuzma. That was a miss. Still got Portis playing solid. Excuse me. And Lopez is old. They're still kind of. He's the most athletic player. Don't really have a lot of athleticism. They just it just isn't working. I think that was their third. They've changed coaches, and that was their pretty sure third straight first round exit. So I know they lost to Indiana as well last season, first round. And yeah, it seemed like before that, yeah, it was Miami, because Miami was an 8th seed, and then Giannis got hurt, and he came back, and the ball was on fire when he was trying to avoid getting fouled, and they blew that game. And so, yeah, I don't know where the fit would be. Miami might be a good fit. I mean, maybe Houston, they have some young talent, not much shooting. But we'll see if Giannis is on the move. If he is really serious about that, or sticking it out with the team that drafted him and the team he won a championship with, and trying to have some more success at some point, not in the near future, but at some point down the line. But 30 years old, I mean, window is closing, and as proven with the Bucks, we've seen that the championship window is small, and it proved very small after. I mean, 21 they won it, then they haven't been anywhere back close since. And last thing I'll finish off with is the draft lottery real quick. It's just crazy stuff. I mean, Washington, Utah, Charlotte, they do all that intentional losing, and they don't. Neither one of them gets the number one pick. Everybody was trying to capture the flag, racing for the flag, so to speak, and Philly got third and San Antonio got second. I thought the Spurs, I was like, oh wow, the Spurs about to get the number one pick again. I mean, they got not last year, before that, to get Wembanyama, and I was like, wow, they're about to get the number one pick. But Dallas got it, had a 1.8% chance of getting it. Crazy, definitely unexpected. And I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist person, but anyone who is, that this fits right into what they believe. I mean, with the fact that Dallas traded Luka to LA, and then they get the number one pick. I mean, movie script, WWE type stuff, man. I mean, it's the history of it too. Let me go to this one example before I get out of here. Next message the homeboy Ant sent out. 2011, Chris Paul was traded to the Clippers. Supposed to have been the Lakers. David Stern vetoed it. He ended up going to the Clippers from New Orleans. 2012, New Orleans got the number one pick, picked Anthony Davis. Now let's fast forward to 2019. The Lakers traded for Anthony Davis from the Pelicans. 2019, they got the number one pick, Zion Williamson. Now, very recent history, Dallas trades Luka to LA in the middle of the night. Everybody thought it was a joke for the Lakers. Dallas with a 1.8% chance. Ended as a 10th seed with a play-in team. Get the number one pick. And it's likely going to be Cooper Flag. So, yeah, I mean, that's a trend to look at. I mean, I don't believe in conspiracies, but don't dig deep on them. I'll listen, but this is a bad thing for the NBA. I mean, this is not the best thing for the NBA when you see something like that. I mean, from like they say in the frozen envelope in '85 when the Knicks got to select Patrick Ewing. The Kings and Lakers series from 2002. People feel like, it was obvious the Lakers got away with some foul calls. The Kings got robbed. understand the best NBA finals playing the Lakers. And it's just it's just not. I mean, especially with the whole gambling, spend everything in back the ratings and down. And okay, how do we get to get in the right, to get in a good place for us? Well, let's send one of the best players in the league to the major market of the Lakers. And so the team that made that happen, let's give them one of the next projected big stars. I mean, it's not a good look if to push back against, to say our league is not rigged. We're not pushing the buttons, pulling the strings behind the scenes to make certain things happen. But I mean, that is what it is. I mean, I mean, I guess for the people to be, I guess, I know Gilbert Arenas said Nico Harrison's just the fall guy. And I gotta feel that, like, I mean, I know the media is saying things about Nico Harrison. Maybe they have to. I mean, obviously you don't have any proof, so you can't be, but unless you're just being in totally subjective mode, you can't just say, what was this guy thinking? What was this? This is on him. This is his foolishness, blaming him for this trade where he could have gotten more from the Lakers of sending Luka to LA. But I mean, maybe let's say maybe he put in the idea to the ownership, and then they obviously had to they had to stamp it, like, okay, do that. They gave him they approved it. Even if that happened, I mean, I just really feel like dude's the fall guy and he's up there. Then when he comes out and says stuff, it doesn't come out right. I mean, I just don't think this was his whole idea to make this move. And he just, and I think that is it. But excuse me, I'm sorry for the background noise. But just this being totally on him. I mean, I just think he's the fall guy. They was like, Nico, you got to fall on this sword. If I'm a conspiracy theorist, I want to believe that the NBA is saying, we need y'all to do this. It kind of makes sense. You put it out there. You brought it up to us. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, we need to do something like that. We're going to need a fall guy. Okay, it's going to be Nico Harrison. But in return, immediate return, we're going to reward you with the #1 pick, get Cooper Flag, get the Dallas fan base back happy, keep the value of this team because it's likely not going to be moved to Vegas, or maybe it's still going to be moved to Vegas. And it's just a whole lot to make work and to conspire, but some people gonna believe that, and it's hard to argue against it. But I mean, it's just crazy. This dude, I mean, and then if you fire him, I mean, okay, I guess the fans get some justice, we put it like that, because this guy made a stupid decision, but I don't think it was solely his decision. But that's what happens when you have to, that's why the term, the idiom, fall on the sword, that's where it comes from. And I think that's what had to be done here. But that's all I got, folks. Just glad to be back before you. Just remember, All Basketball Podcast can be found on wherever you get your podcasts, Google, Spotify, iHeart, Apple. can also be on YouTube. Just do a simple search. You've done a simple search, the All Basketball Podcast, and it'll pop up. Appreciate you guys for taking the time to listen. Until next time, it's your host, Maurice Dixon. Peace and be blessed in Jesus' name.